Life Over Coffee. Conversations for transformation.
Hello everyone, I am Rick Thomas with Life Over Coffee. Check out our cool website. It is lifeovercoffee.com. If you're looking for discipleship resources, then we have a million of them. Almost all of them are free. I produce them to give them away, and I want you to take advantage of them. The Bible says that we have all we need for life and godliness. And so I write about the practical message of Christ, and we have a lot of practical resources at our website. I am currently going through my book, Living Boldly. It is a 31-day devotional that I wrote specifically for young people because I was a young person a long time ago, and I was a young person sitting in jail, and I would love to have had someone to share these things with me. I'm not suggesting that I would have listened because I was so angry, so complex, and so frustrated. But nevertheless, as I look back on my life thinking, man, this would be a good handbook, this would be a good tool, a resource, and so I wanted to write it, not just for young people, but for all of us. And I find that as I've gone through this, it has been most meaningful to me, even reflecting back in all of these years. And so this here is day 6 from my book, Living Boldly, and this devotional is titled, Life is Mundane. Get used to it. I want to share with you something that many people overlook, and that is the beauty of a boring life, the beauty of a mundane life. I mean, your grandparents might have called it real life. I know my grandparents did. The everyday, ordinary moments of living in an imperfect world. That's what I mean by a mundane life. Unfortunately, we're always looking for the next big thing. We're always gravitate toward the shiny thing, and we can't be satisfied until there's another shiny thing. Well, get used to life. Life is living in the mundane. And while the culture chases the next big thing, the spiritual person, you recognize that even the most mundane moments are opportunities to glorify God. Hidden in the ordinary are the blessings that only a spiritual mind can see. This devotion, I'm using Isaiah 55, 8 and 9, a very popular verse where Isaiah said, my thoughts, talking about God, my thoughts are not your thoughts. Neither are my ways or your ways my ways, declares the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than yours, and my thoughts than your thoughts. And so we want to be very careful. We want to be respectful of this verse, because what we see in a mundane, boring, routine life, God has embedded many opportunities in the mundane. Could your present boring challenges be the very opportunities that you need to grow and to mature? The Lord often uses trials to teach us character qualities that will shape the course of our lives. God's lessons are hard, but they are designed to transform you into a better person, someone who reflects His image more clearly to the world. It's easy to misunderstand what God is doing in our lives, especially when it doesn't match our desires, our wishes, our expectations. If we have desires for the sensational or the glamorous or the next big thing, we're going to live in perpetual disappointment, always missing what God has written into our script. Human wisdom says the mundane is boring. Human wisdom says that the mundane is even pointless. But God's wisdom says the mundane is the primary place where transformation happens. Recognizing these moments as opportunities takes spiritual maturity, spiritual insight. It takes actionable steps. Think about Christ. To many, He seemed like just another man from Nazareth. Even His adoring disciples struggled to understand His higher purpose, especially when He talked about dying on a tree, on a cross. But Jesus used what seemed ordinary to accomplish the extraordinary. He turned the world upside down through humble, everyday acts of obedience. And in the same way, don't underestimate your life. A dead-end job, a difficult class, A quiet season at home, they're not obstacles to God's plans. They are the very places where He is working in you and through you. Your mission, should you decide to accept it, of course, is to locate Christ in your circumstances. Where is Jesus working in the mundane moments of your life today? Don't rush through the mundane, trying to escape. Instead, ask, what is God doing here? Or how can I glorify Him in the ordinary routines of life? The details of your life, big and small, are not random. They're not meaningless. God is in the details. When you seek Him in everyday circumstances, you'll discover the contentment and the purpose that only He can give. And as you grow in this mindset, your life will have a redemptive impact on those around you. This is devotional day number 6. I've titled it, Life is Mundane. Get used to it. There are only about 5 highlights in your life. You are born the first time. You're born again the second time. You may get married, you may have children, and you die. That's pretty much it. There can be some other highlights along the way, but when you stretch out 70, 80, 90 years, almost all of that is living in routine, mundane. And we have to see God in these mundane moments. And as you do, you'll be connecting dot upon dot upon dot, stepping stone upon stone upon stone. And then you'll stand out in your future and you'll look back and you'll see the wondrous, mighty things that God has done through you in the mundane. Day 6 of my book, Living Boldly. You can find it in my coffee shop, lifeovercoffee.com.
Thanks for joining us. Learn more and get access to other resources at lifeovercoffee.com.